out in Arizona. What's our status? I keep seeing Arizona and the Governor Ducey. They are passing some bills out there. Are you as far advanced as Florida? Get us up to date on what's happening out there in the public schools. What's going on as far as legislation and how your campaign's going?
Yes, well, this week we had two great bills that passed. The first one was prohibiting irreversible transgender surgeries to minors, which was huge. Lucy signed it, and also banning male in female sports in schools. These were two really great. And, in Arizona, we have a very thin margin in the House and the Senate. So getting this through was a big win. Hopefully next year we're going to have a much bigger margin so we'll be able to push further.
Are the Democrats actively fighting these bills on the sports with just women playing women's sports and men playing the men's sports? Or are the Democrats making a big deal and surgery for the kids? Are they making a big deal about this? Are they fighting hard for not pass these bills?
Oh yes, not one Democrat would ever vote for any of these bills. They always vote along party line every time on all these matters. We have another one that should be voted on next week, and I'm hoping it's going to pass, regarding explicit sexuality content coming in front of children. Now, granted, we have a lot of laws already on the books federally and in the state and in the Constitution of Arizona, but for some reason, you have to be extremely detailed when you're explaining educators why they should not be bringing in front of kids, like masturbation or anal sex or intercourse or pornography. For some reason, they don't understand that from other laws. So we have another bill that I think will pass next week, and we'll get it to the governor's office to sign.
Look, Arizona is the railhead of really the Trump MAGA movement. It's hardcore. As you're running for basically the head of the education department, the public education, what are the one or two things you're saying right now, I will do, I will commit to you that will get done?
When I started running almost a year ago now, my biggest fight was stop the mandates, stop the shutdowns, the critical race theory, and the other indoctrination, and of course fighting for school choice. That's always going to be number one, because that's really the only solution we have to break the monopoly and get good education for our kids. But my campaign and my race has evolved to a children rescue mission. I've got to tell you that the more I've been running, I'm getting so much information from so many parents and constituents. I mean, on a daily basis, I'm getting messages and emails of assignments, of surveys, of books that the kids are required to read that are pornographic. And I have them here. I'm buying them. I don't know why I'm even wasting my time, my money on this. But these things are in libraries all over the United States, and they're in our schools. And we're talking about, two boys kissing. It's all kinds of things that you just don't expect to see coming in front of minors. And again, the statutes are very clear about this. It's class 4 felony when you're bringing pornography and sexual content and profanity in front of children. If I read to you some of these things, and I did at our legislature for that one bill that is hopefully going to pass next week, I literally read to them from an assignment in school, in a high school here in Paradise Valley. It's about bestiality. And, and just yesterday I saw in another, I think it was Georgia, that another mom was reading to a school board a book, and they shut her down. And she said, isn't that ironic? Don't you find this ironic? You don't let me even read to you from a book that you're giving to our children to read. So this is a children's rescue mission. Our kids are being groomed and sexualized in our schools. And I don't care if this sounds sensational. This is what's happening. And people need to wake up and understand that this is our highest priority. Grooming have gone up 80% since COVID, because our kids, they're online, and the predators know that. And when did we find ourselves in a society that it's normal for an adult to speak to a child, 5 or 7 or an 8-year-old, about sex and sexuality? How did we get here? This is what my campaign is about. It didn't start this way, but it's definitely my highest priority. We have to stop this.
This is amazing. Shiry, how do people find out more about you and more about your campaign, this child rescue mission?
My website is electshirysapir.com, just as it's spelled here with my name, and on Twitter @ShirySapir. And honestly, as you said, and as Boris said, we need every person in this country awake and aware of what they're doing to our children, The sex trafficking is impossible. The grooming, the confusion, the percentages of kids that don't know which gender they are anymore. We have to stop this. This is not progressive. This is completely regressive, and it's against what this society should look forward to, and the future of our children. It's just it's not what they don't deserve. This, they really don't.
Shiry, are you on social media? Can people follow you on social media?
Yeah, at Shiry Sapir on Twitter.
Shiry, thank you very much. Good luck. Godspeed with your race.
Thank you, sir.
Boris, this is not our line of country, right? The war room's never, we have had people on here, obviously the pro-life and stuff like that, but there's something not right. Something's changed. And I think a lot of it was the Supreme Court situation, but as we see Moms for Liberty, as you see Shiry, we go around the country, this fight over the schools is getting down to, she said it, it's a child rescue mission. This thing is so, and you said America was going insane. I think it's the American elite. There's something deeply wrong with these secular humanist globalists and the agenda they're putting into the public education and just the culture overall. You have Disney, which is a revered American